Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday 120. Letting go is a relief. Question. I've invested a lot of time, energy, and passion into a specific project for over 20 years on and off. I developed and groomed it. I've been working with others on it, but it is now more in their hands to continue developing it. The problem I'm experiencing is that I don't like what they're doing, and I feel that they're doing it incorrectly. I get anxious, and I am starting to attack and blame them verbally. I'm tired of my role, trying to keep it all on track. What should I do? Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of clear what you need to do, but the point here is that in yoga, we're always finding ways that we can let go of our identities and attachments. We believe in letting go. That is where the freedom is, because when we get attached to something, then we're leaking our energy outward. So yoga is more into expanding rather than contracting. Notice that when you're attached to something and you don't like how they're treating it, you get contracted inside. Well, that's called identification. And that's a good thing. You need to watch how that feels in your body. So as soon as you start to feel you're contracted, then you have to do something to let go of the idea that you're invested in. So you've invested into something. You've given your life energy, your passion, your time, and now it's out there, and it's under the influence of time and change and people. So you don't have any kind of control over it. There is an illusion that we have control over these things, but we actually don't. It's under the law of change. So yoga is more about expanding rather than contracting. We're about listening and letting the divine guide us as opposed to our ego guide us. We're into finding where our freedom lies inside of us as opposed to focusing on the thing that's making us caught up. We prefer to move our attention away from our identity crises, not in denial, not in distraction, but in a conscious realization that the thing that I'm putting my attention on is actually undergoing change. So it's a waste of time to even try to control it or manipulate it or hope that it will go to my expectation. It will never go that way. So there's what you can do is look at that part that you have invested and say, well, this is my donation, this is my offering, this is my creation, and I'm now complete with that. And whatever they do, they do. And if they do it wrong, they do it wrong. But you've done your part. And your job now is to let go of your identification, your role. You're tired of it? Let it go. And this will free you up. It's the anxiety and the ideas that you have in your head that it should go a certain way. It's not easy. I understand that once you invest energy, but that's why yogis learn to not do that. We don't invest energy for an outcome. We invest energy when we're doing something. We invest, but we are immediately receiving in the investment. So there's no future to have a result to get benefited from. When we invest energy, we're investing my in the now. and I am fulfilled in the now. So you're better off looking for fulfillment. And this is another thing you can look at. It's like, okay, well, this thing is depleting your energy. Well, then you need to go and look for that part of you that fulfills you. Maybe at one time it did fulfill you, but now it's in the hands of others and they're not doing it the way you wanted. It's not fulfilling you anymore. So you always go to that which fulfills you. And think of things in a way that can fulfill you. We tend to look at the lack as opposed to the fulfillment. And yogis always look for where they're going to be fulfilled or where they are already fulfilled, as opposed to looking at the loss, the lack, the way things are not working out. We don't look there. This is where a problem will be, is if you're just simply looking at it in the wrong way. Another thing you can do is drop the idea that they're doing it wrong. Maybe they're doing it right. Maybe you're doing it wrong. Like, what makes us think that we're doing it the right way? Maybe it was difficult for you and you couldn't finish it because you were not wide enough in your perspective. And other people are coming along, they're doing it a little bit differently than you. And your ego thinks it should be done a certain way. And that's very limiting. All egos are limited. So you're better off just getting into the positive, thinking that, well, I'm going to let these people take over and perhaps they'll make something beautiful out of it if I just let go and let them do their thing. And I suggest that maybe you need to just let go of it for a year, or just like drop it completely. Feel the complete detachment from it. And then maybe a year later or some time later, come back and revisit it and see how you are. You'll feel more empowered because you've gotten disconnected from your identity with it, your role. It's an identity crisis that you're going through right now about that. So it's far better off to let go. So let go and let God. It's always a relief when we find something that we're snagged in, some kind of holding on, the grasping, the reaching, the controlling. That is very energetically, there's a lot of loss of energy in that. You're better off to let go and let things move, and even drop the idea that it was your idea. The whole thing is God's creation. And I think we're better off identifying as the creator rather than the creation. You see that difference? If you're identified with the creation, then you're going to be always in a position of suffering because it's undergoing change. But if you're the creator, then you can let go of your creation and come back into the void of creator, and then eventually come back out and create something, but you're the creator rather than the creation. So let go of the idea that it's your creation and just be the creator. Like if that project's not working for you, go and create another project and let other people create that project. There's so much more freedom in letting go. It's a relief to let go. I hope that helps. See you next Wisdom Wednesday. Bye.